don't know about Talk Academy or AltLIVE as a platform for enlightening people on the digital economy space. So this is part of AltLIVE Academy program that we do to enlighten people. So this program today, we are going to be enlightening you on some key issues, or I would like to like it's a very, very critical like topic, and I want you to like pay very good attention on some of the things that we're talking about here. I have two guests, Dobra and Prince. So on this program, we're going to be sharing ideas and trying to figure out what this topic is all about. So the topic is how investors can differentiate between speculation and real crypto asset investment or opportunity. I don't know if you get that. So I'm going to throw a question to some of our guests here. We have Dobra. So I'm going to have Dobra. So Dobra, like I don't know if you get the topic of the day, but I want to like understand something. What is speculation in the crypto market? What do you understand by when 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 I say speculation in the crypto industry? What do you think?
Uh, Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Thank you for being a part of us today. And the question, as Mr. Isaac put it through, is like, what exactly is speculation? So I'll speak from the first word that comes to my mind. Speculation is guessing. That's like a very logical and straightforward synonym to speculation. It's like guessing personally. But now I like to go to like this dictionary right here that would expatiate much more on that definition of speculation. And then I'll prove my point. Sorry for the time. Speculation is a verb. So the verb speculate, form a theory without firm evidence. So it's like creating a theory around something, it's creating a guesswork towards something, and then making a decision without clear evidence that what you thought about is going to actually happen. Take, for example, when someone is speculating on the price of a certain asset to either go up or to come down, he was guessing based on some certain things he has put around his idea for guesswork. Can base it on time frame, maybe how long before I guess that okay, this asset is going to continue, maybe up or down, and so on. So I would say speculation is more of an educated guess.
All right, that's actually well described. You know, one of the reason, or part of the reason why I want to understand and I want our community to understand this particular word here is because a lot of people make mistakes. I too have made mistakes in this particular like in this in this section of investing in the crypto space because there is a huge amount of difference between investing and speculating. So, but I want us to like dive into that so that we can be able to enlighten our community and try to understand ourselves, like what it means to actually speculate in the crypto industry. And I think Mr. Dover actually made a point over there. But I would like to ask Prince some questions. I want to understand from Prince's standpoint of view, like who is a crypto investor? What in your own sense, what do you understand by the crypto investor? Mr. Prince?
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac. Yeah, if you asking me who is a you said who is a crypto investor. First, the word investor has made a different qualification to the crypto now. Crypto is a subject on its own. And when you say who is a crypto investor, you're bringing in a different word, which is investment, into the play. And if you're bringing in the word investment into the play, you look at what qualifies one to become an investor. Who is an investor? Investor in anything. Which takes me to the point of where we're talking about speculations. A good investor does not speculate. Why a good investor does not speculate is because before you become an investor, you must have enough practical backend to a certain topic that you're investing either your time, either your resource into. So when you're saying who is a crypto investor, and you're saying who is a crypto investor, simply means someone who has. You're trying to ask me if what it qualifies for someone to become a crypto investor. I would say is somebody who has done enough research, enough practical drawdowns on what crypto is to enable them participate actively in crypto.
I think that makes sense actually, because that was really that kind of brought up like a very like question I would like to put to you, friend. So like you said, someone that has done a good research, the crypto asset or the crypto investment that the person is going to understand. So we are dealing with two words here, two keywords here, speculating and investing. You understand? So my question to you is that do you think in the industry of cryptocurrency, speculating is necessary for the industry to grow? Do you think people that speculate in the industry in cryptocurrency are actually important in the growth of the whole of the whole ecosystem? What do you think?
Speculating is a fact that should be in anything. Without speculation, there is no optimism. Speculation drives optimism in the sense that crypto needs these people, not just crypto. Every industry needs speculators because these are the people that create questions to be answered by the researchers. For instance, when the way the market is acting at the moment, you don't necessarily, your mind does not necessarily have to figure out what to do at all times. But being an investor, just being able to listen to speculations of people within the space, you now begin to have areas that you think you should look at and figure out something about those areas. Like when somebody speculates that Bitcoin is going to get to 100,000, a good investor takes that analogy as a speculation. You're speculating that Bitcoin is going to get to this price. Then that's a question now for a good investor to work on as a research. You now start understanding why would Bitcoin get to 100? Does Bitcoin has it takes to get Bitcoin to 100,000, not just speculations. And now you begin to break down and you begin to understand these things. Then the point I'm actually trying to make is that speculation is healthy in everything. Thank you.
That's my opinion actually. So like I would like to throw a question to Deborah. Deborah, like Prince Q has made a very good point that speculating in the industry is actually healthy or is actually necessary for the industry to grow. So there is this two section of people that are in this I don't Deborah, there is these two people in this industry that are people that speculate, people that invest, and people that want to make quick money. You understand? And some of these terms are used in different areas like pump and dump. You understand? So, like, what do you think? What do you think is the way forward when it comes to actually dealing with cryptocurrencies? Do you think is you can actually make? Do you think you can? It's necessary for you to like speculate to make some cash at the same time have the necessary skills to actually make real investment in cryptocurrency? What do you think? Do you think you can speculate at some point and as well make investment at some point? Make a real investment at some point. What do you think, Douglas?
All right, thank you. That's actually an interesting question. Uh, Whether there's a need for, if you are starting, the question, the way you put it across to me came to me like a financial journey. The reason, first of all, why am I choosing to be an investor? It simply means I intend to increase my net worth at a certain time frame. Maybe I'm aiming at multiplying my cash. Maybe I have $1,000 and I intend to multiply my cash, and my target is $100,000, which is almost 100x. So which means I have to multiply $1,000 by 100 times. And then at that point, at that stage, having just $1,000, I would need to perform some certain responsibilities. First, starting from my education, I have to educate myself. I have to know exactly what can make that goal achievable. What can what asset class, now understanding that goal of being speculate, like I've chosen my asset class. I say, okay, I'm going to stick to cryptocurrencies because I've need to see a certain potential. I know, okay, this is the range. As of 2017, okay, there was a certain level at which some certain asset classes were trading at. Cryptocurrency being an asset class, I said, okay, let me do a bit of education on, understanding what it means to actually own a crypto asset, what it means to actually be a part of the cryptocurrency space. Okay, I understood that. Oh yeah, Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency asset that came up, and this is the amount of money that is included. I have $1,000, and within Bitcoin, I've seen like up to 600 million. Like, bro, like that simply means my $1,000 can be in that same pool where that amount of money is flowing. So that simply means there's a potential to get $100,000, which is my target for a year. Okay, cool. I decided to put my $1,000 in there. All these stages of thought, this thought process, it's speculation. All this thought process is speculation. So I think we are genetically engineered to speculate. Speculation creates trend. And as an investor, if you need to educate yourself to be an investor, that simply means you see opportunity. You're able to assess opportunity. You're able to see, okay, at this particular time frame, if my money is here, it's going to make me this amount of money because this is the amount of work I'm going to put in. Cool. I invest my time, as Mr. Prince had said previously. You can invest your time. You are an investor at that point. Investing your time simply means you need to see a future in a certain asset class. Maybe your skill set. Your skill set is also an asset class. So now you invest in your time or you invest your money in whatever asset class you've chosen. And now it's down to your experience, like experience based in knowledge based and in material based, things you'll be able to consume materially to improve how much of an investor you actually are. Yeah, and then it's now down to the things you learn, the principles you've learned, maybe patience and all that. So those are the categories that now differentiate a speculator from an investor. These two ranges. I'm not sure I answered the question, but I feel like I said what I've understood so far from the question. Thank you very much.
If you look at the whole cryptocurrency industry, like generally, like what do you think? Who do you think is more on this industry? Is it the real investors or we have a lot of speculators in the industry? What do you think?
Thanks a lot for that question. When it comes to speculation in the cryptocurrency market, a lot of coins have thrived on basic speculation. But when it comes to cryptocurrency in general, my personal advice and what I would like the community to understand is research, knowledge before investment. Knowledge first, investment later. You get? Because if you come into the cryptocurrency space, between 2017 and now, there's been over an addition of over 10,000 coins, and some of them have just been what do they call it? Some of them have thrived basically on speculation. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. So if you are coming into the cryptocurrency market, you should first do your research, get knowledge on whatever it is that you have heard. There are so many coins that came out and people zoomed in and put out to study the coin, understand anything about the coin, understand the blockchain is operating on. And then a couple of days, their money disappears into the air. And those are the same set of people that will tell you cryptocurrency is scam, this is that. So as far as I'm concerned, research first, get the knowledge, then invest. So anything that has to do with speculation of coins, a lot of coins trying to thrive on speculation. It's not new. If you are in the cryptocurrency market, you should know that speculation is general. A lot of
All right, that was well said. I don't know, like I will still remain on you here. Like, okay, you take research first and then invest later, which is which is uh which is the same thing what we thought about other games. What I'm going to ask you again is now we're trying to take whole platform is about educating and enlightening our community on how to actually navigate in this digital economic space. And part of this digital economic space is the crypto world. Now we have a section of our community that wants to become crypto investors. We have made them understand that you have to learn, you have to kind of educate your mind on what you're investing in before you dive into it. So now let's say we have a member or someone out there, someone that is listening to us right now that wants to if I'm going to be a crypto investor, and I want to support good investment to make put my money in. What are the key things in short, in brief, what are the key things I will be looking at or I will be watching out for, or I'll be writing down to be able to make sure that I arrive good analysis to be able to put my money in that particular project or something.
Okay. And that's a wonderful question. That's a really beautiful question. Now, I would even say generally, yeah, in a, what do they call it? Normally, if anybody wants to invest in any sector whatsoever, not necessarily in cryptocurrency, you need to do what they call basic feasibility studies. When it comes to the cryptocurrency sector, I would advise that before you invest, first of all, you do what we call the basic fundamental analysis of the coin and basic technical analysis of the coin, because the cryptocurrency market is basically dependent on market and supply. So if you understand this, you should be able to know that, okay, once there is an influx of money in any cryptocurrency, what's money pulled out, it has dropped. So if you have done mental analysis and understood that, okay, this is the reason for there to be an influx, or this is the reason for there to be a reduction, then you can put in your money. So you must do your basic technical analysis and basic fundamental analysis of every coin before you invest. Because you would not just say that you're going to blatantly just put your money in. And there are so many, not to talk bad about any coin, but there was a particular point in time, there were particular tokens that came out on a couple of wallets, and people rushed in, bought this, bought that, bought this, bought that, and in a couple of days the thing evaporated, and they were like, crypto is scam, crypto is scam. So left to me, you must do your basic analysis, understand where the coin is, do your fundamental analysis, do your technical analysis, make your evaluation of rate of returns and return on investment, do all this analysis clearly, but basic technical and fundamental analysis is needed before you invest on any coin.
Okay, that's good. I think I have a question for Prince Phil. I don't know. Prince Phil, I want to understand your thinking process when it comes to uh, two words. We are still on this two word actually. I know we have digested this thing and we've at this point I think we have made a lot of sense when it comes to the speculation and investing. You understand? But I would like to understand, do you for someone that wants to for someone that just like came into the industry, do you think do you think you can actually like, you know, because sometimes when you say investing, some people take it like, okay, I have to do this, like Alex has said, I have to do this fundamental analysis and I have to wait like a year before I start seeing results. Some people in the space want to just make money quick. You know, so do you think there's a way or there's a kind of a strategy you can use speculation to actually make money and it works? I don't know if that makes sense.
If someone can actually win speculating in the crypto industry, I would say yes, yes, because we have right now we have a lot of a lot of uh, crypto millionaires who became millionaires or billionaires from just speculating. Back in the day, Bitcoin was the speculation. People took the bet on speculating on Bitcoin and they won. They won big, not just winning, they won big. And that covers the whole spectrum to tell us how speculation actually works. In every industry, speculation is what drives the market. So for me to win, or for someone to win with speculating in the industry, assuming the person is not a core investor, they just want to make some quick money, then you have to join the league of healthy speculations, healthy speculating. Like you look at what are those speculations that have won in the past? What are the trends? What are the signs that I need to see in a project to tell me that this is a good speculational bet that I can speculate on this, or I can bet on this particular speculation. So that's where once the necessary impact and understand how trends occur and how long to which a trend can take. Speculation can always win. Somebody can just ride on the speculation and win. I don't know if I answered the question. I don't know. I hope.
Yeah, you did answer the question. Like from your own view, and I hope our audience understand this very well because I do understand it very well. You understand? So like, okay, I think we have actually dealt on this particular topic, and I know like most of our audience are going to really be very careful when they are making investments, if they are actually speculating or if they are actually making the brain. I would like to just give our audience like I would like something to go on with, you know. So I'm gonna ask all of us like two uh, real investment projects you are looking at, we are kind of watching for this year. So I'm gonna start with Prince. What's your best investment asset for this year?
Wow, this is a whole this is a whole full question. I would have actually loved to listen to a couple of folks talk before I actually say stuff, but since the question is coming to me first, let me just be straight with it. The things that I'm looking at in 2022, it depends. There are a lot of things. Now, we look at, are you just talking about investment as a whole? If you're talking about investment as a whole, that's a different topic. If you're not talking about cryptocurrency, in cryptocurrency, what are the projects that I'm looking at?
Yes,
I don't know what your question is here.
cryptocurrency.
In cryptocurrency,
Yeah, yes.
okay. That in the crypto space itself, now it's still broad because we have to look at types of projects in the cryptocurrency space. We have NFTs, which is now the buzzword in the block. The buzzword everywhere is now NFTs. So there are projects I'm also looking at when it comes to NFT. There are projects that I'm looking at when it comes to Web3 itself. When it comes to tokens, cryptocurrencies themselves, I am also looking at some certain projects. So I don't know where I would actually base my balance on, but if I can say, let's say tokens, I for one, I've learned a lot over the years just being involved in the crypto space enough now to understand what kind of investor I am as a person. If I'm a if I'm a speculator or I'm a real investor. So now I'm looking at different class of projects. I'm not just looking at the yes they say this gonna be that's gonna be. No, I'm now looking at what are the projects that really have good utilities, that have good use cases. I don't just, are you creating a solution for a problem? I want to see the projects that are doing the work, the projects that are, because take it or leave it. Any project that is solving a real use case would definitely get their get their lights. That's the word I'm using. So I'm taking a huge bet on a lot of new projects that, or old projects, or projects generally in the crypto space that have good utility cases. And um, I don't want to make it look like I want to recommend coins or projects to people. I'm just saying, if you want me to specify what coin I'm looking at, I can say. But if you're asking me what kind of investment I'm looking at for the year, I'm looking at, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, I'm looking at projects with use cases, with real life applications.
All right, all right. I think that's strategically answered. So, so what I'm going, so I would think we're going to leave that for another time because I would have wanted to know specifically like the different real life projects you're currently looking at. But I think there is a lot of programs that are coming. You surely give us that part of an information to our community. But for now, I'm going to ask Dobra. Dobra, like 2020, what's your best bet? What's your best investment? Asset? 2020.
Okay, wow. 2022. Well, with respect to cryptocurrencies, um, personally, like, I'm building, when you ask me that question directly, I would say I'm building a portfolio, especially with respect to like cryptocurrencies and all that, investment, speculation, business. Because over time, like, I understood that, okay, at some point I was a speculator. which gave me a certain level of experience to be able to make some certain choices, ranging from now up until the end of 2022, and even forward, even 5 years, 10 years, 100 years from now. Because those are the factors I usually consider when speculating and considering investing. So, but basically, I took some time to try to break down like the points in which I should begin to structure my portfolio with regards to putting out percentages to those categories. So it's not going to be down to you as a person. I wouldn't want to make a choice for you, but I'm going to just say things that I've experienced. I wouldn't want to make a choice for you, but it's down to like the research and the time you put into those ranges. So I'll make the assignment simple for most of our community today. And then I'll just list out the categories. So there are store of value tokens. Personally, store of value tokens are like tokens that have a high amount of liquidity, a proven high amount of liquidity over time, and it is a sustained rate. And Bitcoin has been able to break through a certain amount of threshold with respect to liquidity in Bitcoin, which at some point, right now, it should be around 600 and something billion. But he has already broken a whole lot of thresholds, you understand? And it's already reached $1 trillion. So that's a lot of money. So I consider that as store value token. I also consider a token like Ethereum, since it's just second under Bitcoin with respect to the amount of money in the project. So Ethereum personally, it's like also a store value asset to me. So I wouldn't break down percentages and all that, but yeah. And then we'll move on to like yield farming tokens. Those tokens, those are the money making machines, so to say. I can give an idea. We made a video just not quite long ago. We made a video about Donkey Token. Donkey Token is a very beautiful project to understand. Guys, just take time, go to Donkey Token, explore their platform, try to get the wallets that they have on their platform, try to integrate into their new farming protocol. Because the idea of Donkey is to get specialists, professionals in yield creation. What's yield? It's like a return on investment. When you put your certain amount of money in a bank, the return on investment you get, that percentage, that's what yield farming helps you do, but in a decentralized way. And now Donkey even takes that a step further. It brings people who have a proven record of bringing a consistent ROI. Maybe ROI spanning from 100% above, so which means you have a certain amount of money in that DeFi system, you can have 100% at the end of the year back with your capital. So those are yield farming protocols also. And there are still some other ones. Just take your time, research, go into that yield farming protocol base and do your research, guys. And then there's DeFi. DeFi is also like yield farming, but there are specific DeFi projects, DeFi in such a way where the act as DAOs, decentralized authoritative organizations and all that. Protocols like what's it called? Binance. Binance is heavy into DeFi. It's their Binance Smart Chain. Just those little things. The research will make these things much more clear. And then moving on to NFT tokens. NFT tokens, wonderful. Now looking at, if you now have platforms or projects that they're not selling NFTs, we're not talking about selling NFTs. Now they have created a web space, a marketplace in which you can trade NFTs. That for me is much more profitable over the long term for NFT play. But now looking at a speculative play, I can decide to get myself an affordable NFT piece and wait for the other speculators to run the price higher, depending on the amount of research I've done on that particular NFT piece. And then I sell for profit. That's also a kind of speculative rundown for how I can approach 2022. And then metaverse tokens, other coins that operate on the metaverse space. I wouldn't want to list a lot of tokens on this metaverse, but I can list like a few. We have Mana, it's called Decentral, and they're on the Ethereum blockchain. So just do a bit of research on that aspect also. And then we have Web 3.0 projects. Yeah, I'm also looking at projects that are looking at creating that integration for Web 3.0 to actually flourish. We have projects like Ethereum, yeah, that's what I'm building Ethereum actually. And then we have Polkadot. Polkadot is doing a really good work and it's quite affordable, you know, Polkadot is quite affordable. So just try to do some research. Those are the things those are my guidelines, so to say. So what's my decision making in 2022, which I'm very positive with everything goes as planned, my targets should be reached.
All right, that's beautiful. In case you're wondering about the donkey token you mentioned about, like that that's been on our platform on YouTube, and and the hard work has been done for you already. Like the research, um, the everything that that entails analysis, fundamental analysis, and all. So you can look into it in our YouTube channel. So guys, let's talk. So we talked about a lot of things. So discussed as a community on speculating on actually investing. So this is a key moment for us to actually understand the kind of investors or the kind of people we are in the crypto space. Are we speculators or are we investors? So you have to understand, you have to ask yourself these questions when you are actually making the next move, your next move, mainly coin. What are you doing? Are you speculating or are you actually? And the community have told you the guest here have actually mentioned to you that if you are investing, you have to do some certain things. There are some criteria you have to do, which is doing your analysis, understanding what you're going into, doing your technical analysis, and actually going down and putting in your time to understand what you're trying to put your money into. If you don't love your money, you can actually make any bet and lose it. Because in crypto world, crypto is moving very fast. You can lose your money. That's what I can assure you. So you can speculate like one of our guests said, you can actually speculate and make cash. But we are on the side of teaching you a real information, real value on what works. So me, I believe real investment works more than speculating. So for you to actually understand this, you have to become a real investor. You have to go in and put in the work. So if you want to speculate, you can speculate in 2020, but in 2022, sorry, if you want to invest, then you're on the right path. And the right way to do that is actually to stick with all those platforms. You're going to learn every key thing you need to actually understand what it means to be an investor. Because trust me, being an investor actually pays, but you have to have that. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for staying with us today. And thank our guests. We have Dobra, we have Prince, we have Alex, and all of them. A very good pointers for you to actually go and listen and listen and listen. So you can drag this video back again and listen to what they said. You can actually do that. So thank you and see you and have a very wonderful day.
Alt block.